Hey guys, it's Cabal TGN, and in this video we're going to cover Shadow Priests. Okay, so before we start, let's talk just a little bit about how Shadow Orbs work. Okay, Shadow Orbs are the resource that you have to manage during your rotations. Shadow Priests can generate Shadow Orbs in two ways, with Mind Blast and with Shadow Word Death. You can generate a maximum of 3 Shadow Orbs. Once you have Shadow Orbs, you can spend them on one of 2 spells, Psychic Horror or Devouring Plague. Now, since this is a PvE tutorial, most of the time you're probably going to be using your Shadow Orbs on Devouring Plague. So the general idea is you cast Mind Blast to generate Shadow Orbs, and then you spend those Shadow Orbs on either Devouring Plague or Psychic Horror. Okay, let's now move on to some interesting Shadow Priest talents, starting with From Darkness Comes Light. Okay, this is one of the more interesting proccing talents. It gives your Vampiric Touch ticks a chance to give you a buff that makes your next Mind Spike instant, free of mana, and most importantly, your next Mind Spike will not wipe diseases off the target. Another interesting talent is Divine Insight, which gives your Shadow Word Pain ticks a chance to reset the cooldown on Mind Blast and also make it into an instant cast. Both of these talents give you a very good reason to always maintain both of these dots on your target at all times. And here is the DPS macro that we'll be using in our demonstration. As you can see, it's pretty straightforward. It activates our first and second trinkets, and then it consumes a potion of the Jade Serpent. Let's now move on to the single target rotation. You can see the opener and the priority list on the screen right now. I got the priority list from Noxic.com. Alright, we are now on the boss called Shaw of Violence. This should be pretty amusing. This will be another example of the single target rotation for Shadow Priests. Okay, any second now, he's going to go ahead and pull. Okay, so we're going to open up with our DPS macro, Shadow Fiend, Halo, Mind Blast, Vampiric Touch, Shadow Word Pain, start spamming Mind Flay, another Mind Flay, Mind Blast now, Devouring Plague, go back to spamming Mind Flay. Okay, refresh Vampiric Touch, Mind Blast, refresh Shadow Word Pain. Keep getting knocked up into the air, kind of annoying. Okay, Mind Spike, Mind Blast, another Mind Spike, another one. Okay, refresh our Vampiric Touch. Mind Blast right now, Devouring Plague, Mind Spike, refresh our Shadow Word Pain. Halo, Mind Spike, Mind Blast, DPS macro right now, refresh our Vampiric Touch. Spam a Mind Blast there. Refresh our Shadow Word Pain right now. Okay, Mind Spike, Mind Blast now, Devouring Plague, refresh our Vampiric Touch, Mind Spike, another Mind Blast, refresh our Shadow Word Pain now, Shadow Word Death, another Shadow Word Death, Devouring Plague, refresh our Vampiric Touch, and there we go. Pretty straightforward. Let's now move on to the AoE rotation. Now, the rotation that you will use will depend on the size of the mob that you're attacking. For mobs that have 2 to 4 targets, dot each target with Shadow Word Pain and Vampiric Touch, and then cast Mind Flay as a filler. On mobs that have 5 or more targets, either stick with your pure Mind Seer, or open with Halo and then spam Mind Seer. It can be useful to spam Mind Seer on your tank, this way you don't have to keep retargeting mobs. Here's a macro that will cast Mind Seer on the focus target. Pretty straightforward. Just make sure that you don't forget to set focus to the tank in your raider party. Alright, we're now moving on to additional crash pulls. So let's let the tank get aggro, silence that mob, and DPS macro, Halo, and start spamming Mindseer on the tank. Waiting, another Mindseer. It's kind of hard to tell how many targets there are. Okay, so we're going to start getting dots up on each individual target. Dot him. Dot him. Mind Blast. Okay, Mind Spike. Start spamming Mind Flay. There's another Mind Blast. Refresh Vampiric Touch. Okay, Shadow Word Death now. Devouring Plague there. Interrupt if possible. And there we go. Pretty straightforward. And that wraps up this video. Thanks for watching.